Hey, it's Robin from Rose and Lily. In this video, we're going to crochet this cute bat. The bat on the right was made using Himalaya Dolphin Baby, and he's a little bit smaller. The bat on the left was made using C Brett Flutterby Chunky. The wings are made as one large piece, which is then folded in half to create this shape. This makes the wings nice and thick. So I'm using the C Brett Flutterby Chunky yarn, and this pattern uses most of one skein. You'll also need a small amount of medium weight black or white yarn for the mouth. I suggest using black yarn if you're making the bat in light colors, otherwise use white yarn. You'll also need some 9mm safety eyes, a USG crochet hook, a yarn needle, scissors, polyfill, and then I also suggest using stitch markers. To make this bat, you'll need to be quite familiar with the magic ring. This is because the wings use a double crochet magic ring. The other stitches you'll need to know are single crochet, double crochet, slip stitch, chain stitch, increase, and invisible decrease. We're going to start at the top of the head and work down. In round 1, it's 6 single crochet in a magic ring. I have a tutorial on how I like to do the magic ring, and I'll put that at the top of the video. Pull the ring tight, and then I like to use a stitch marker in the last stitch of each round. In round 2, we do 6 increases. This means we do 2 single crochet into each stitch from round 1. This gives us a total of 12 stitches in round 2. In round 3, we first do a single crochet, and then an increase, and we do that 6 times in total to get 18 stitches for round 3. In round 4, it's 2 single crochet and then an increase, and we do that 6 times to get 24. In round 5, it's 3 single crochet and then an increase. We do that 6 times in total to get 30. In round 6, it's 4 single crochet and then an increase, and we do that 6 times to get 36. In rounds 7 to 10, so that's 4 rounds, it's just 36 single crochet a round, and I'll do these 4 rounds off camera. In round 11, we're going to start with 4 single crochet, and then do an invisible decrease. And we're going to do all of that 6 times in total to get 30 stitches in round 11. In round 12, it's 3 single crochet and then a decrease, and we do that 6 times to get 24. Now we are going to place on the eyes. And I like to place the eyes quite far down the head over here. So that's between rounds 9 and 10. So counting 9 rounds from the top, the eyes going just below there, and then the second eye is 7 stitches over. Once you're happy with the placement, you can put on the backs. In round 13, it's 2 single crochet and then a decrease, and we do that 6 times to get 18. If you like, you can stuff the head after this round, but I'm going to do it after round 15. In round 14, it's a single crochet and then a decrease, and we do that 6 times to get 12 stitches. In round 15, it's just 12 single crochet around. And now I'm going to stuff the head. In round 16, it's a single crochet and then an increase, and we do that 6 times to get 18 stitches. In round 17, it's 2 single crochet and then an increase, and we do that 6 times to get 24. For the next 3 rounds, so that's rounds 18 to 20, we just do 24 single crochet around, and I'll do these 3 rounds off camera. In round 21, we do 7 single crochet and then an increase, and we do that 3 times to get 27. In rounds 22 to 23, so that's 2 rounds, it's just 27 single crochet a round. In round 24, it's 8 single crochet and then an increase. We do that 3 times to get 30 stitches. Round 25 is 30 single crochet a round. In round 26, it's 3 single crochet and then a decrease, and we do that 6 times to get 24. In round 27, it's 2 single crochet and then a decrease. We do that 6 times to get 18. If you like, you can stuff the body after this round, but I'm going to do it after round 28. In round 28, it's a single crochet and then a decrease, and we do that 6 times to get 12 stitches. Now I'm going to stuff the body. In round 29, it's 6 decreases. That brings us down to 6 stitches in this last round. Then we can cut the yarn, leaving a tail for sewing. To sew the hole closed, we go through each of the last 6 stitches, just through those front loops. Then we can pull on the yarn tail, which closes the hole, and insert the yarn into the body into a few different places to secure the tail. Next, we're going to do the ears. In round 1, it's 4 single crochet in a magic ring. In round 2, it's a single crochet and then an increase, and we do that twice to get 6 stitches. Just work slowly here because the magic ring is very small. In round 3, it's a single crochet and an increase, and we do that 3 times to get 9 stitches. In round 4, it's 2 single crochet and then an increase, and we do that 3 times to get 12. Then you can remove the stitch marker, and we're going to fold the piece flat. And I'm just going to cut that tail from the magic ring a bit shorter so I can insert it into the ear. If you're using a very slippery yarn, you might want to weave in the tails from the magic rings. But with this plush yarn, the rings are very secure. Then we're going to make single crochets along the top of the ear to close it. Then you can cut the yarn, making sure to leave a tail for sewing. And you'll be making 2 of these ears for the bat. Thanks so much for watching part 1. The link to part 2 will be in the description box.